Hello again. So before I get into the topic of today's video, I just want to say how much I appreciate all of the support on my last video. It is by far the video that I've had the most views, comments and likes on thus far, and it really does mean the world to me. So yeah, thank you so much, and thank you to anyone who has recently subscribed or who has been here a little while. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I hope that you stick around and enjoy the video. So, I'm pretty late when it comes to making a video on this topic because back in November, Netflix came out with a new film entitled Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. It is obviously a take on Charles Dickens' novel A Christmas Carol, which was originally published in 1843. Now, I must admit, I haven't watched this new film and quite frankly don't have any interest in doing so, but I was somewhat perplexed after watching the trailer for it. It illustrates perfectly the trend of trying to convince people that England has always been a multicultural society and that in Victorian London, just as today, a good proportion of the population were of African origin. I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge that this is entirely false. 19th century London was an ethnically homogenous city, which is also evidenced by street photography taken towards the end of the Victorian period, which show people who, funnily enough, are all white. In the society that we are living in today, where woke culture and identity politics is taking over all forms of media, it has become common for directors and producers to cast actors and actresses that belong to minority ethnic groups in order to show that they are liberal and progressive. Additionally, it seems to be the case that many of these directors, producers and such seem to think that black children will feel better about themselves if they and those that they go to school with can come to believe that black people have always played a big role in this country's history. Of course though, anyone who takes issue with such false representations is likely to find themselves being labelled as racist, fascist or a bigot. Very few historical dramas on TV these days show Britain as it actually was. In fact, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. Black actresses have been cast to fulfil roles such as Anne Boleyn in Robin Hood. Anne Boleyn was of course white, and Robin Hood, whilst being fictional, is part of English folklore dating back to as early as the 15th century, and so the likelihood of him ever being black is highly unlikely. Can you imagine the collective uproar if anyone dared to cast a white actor or actress to fulfill the role of a black historical figure, or even a black fictional character? I think people would be filled with rage if someone like Martin Luther King was portrayed by a white man, or if Black Panther was portrayed by a white woman. Overall though, this is the appropriation of our culture and history. Unfortunately, this myth that diversity built Britain is growing in strength by the day. This idea that multiculturalism has been integral to our nation's history for thousands of years continues to be perpetuated.